Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Black Forest coming to you with another market analysis video. This morning, we're going to be looking at the NZDUSD. But before we get started to break down this currency pair, we have to state that this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice, but we all know why you guys are here. You guys are here because you want to find good, credible Forex content that can help improve your ability as a trader, and that is going to help put a little bit of extra money in your pocket. Here, we like to make trading very simple because it is complicated somewhat, but our goal is try to make it as simple as possible so everybody can try to make as much money as they possibly can. Okay. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and dive right into what's happening. All right. Now, before we get to talking about what exactly is happening with the technical analysis, let us discuss the fundamentals behind the NZD and the USD. First, we're going to talk about the NZD, which is also known as the Kiwi. Okay. So over the past several trading weeks, about 4 to 5 trading weeks, the NZD has been one of our stronger currencies. Okay, and we had very positive economic news about the NZD. Okay, but recently, as of last week, we did start to have some negative news about the USD, and now it's looking like it's starting to take effect with price dropping. Okay. So until we start to have some positive news with the USD from a fundamental standpoint, it is starting to open up the beginning of this week as one of our weaker currencies. Okay. Now, with the USD, we're starting to see a lot of promise and strength in the USD solely due to the increase in interest rate and the economic policies, measures, and interventions that the US government is starting to now put in place to try to combat inflation and to bring the gas prices down here in America. Okay. And then also the US government and the Fed is also discussing putting more interventions, policies, and measures in place to try to bring down the consumer goods prices and try to bring down the gas prices. Now, just them discussing this is also giving confidence to the USD as well. Because one thing about trading, people talking about something can affect the market. You have to understand that. People discussing something can affect the market. Okay. So them just discussing what the possibility of what they may do to help combat inflation is enough for the USD to start gaining strength. Okay. Even though there is no available action plan in place from these planners in these discussions. Okay. But on the other side of that, we're going to have to see how these interventions, these measures, these policies, and these action plans that they're trying to put together are going to actually affect the US dollar to see how fast and how aggressive it's going to combat inflation. Because if we're in a situation in which all these interventions, measures, and policies and action plans are not combating inflation aggressively and expeditiously, we're going to be in a situation in which the US dollar will start to become devalued, lose all its current strength that it's having during the opening of this market, and start to become much weaker than it was much weaker than what it was over the several past trading weeks. But if these measures, interventions, and policies that they're putting in place and these action plans that they're discussing now are had to start to have a positive effect in which it is combating the inflation from aggressively and expeditiously, then we will start to see more and more strength happening with the USD. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and break down the technical analysis. Okay. So, like I said, over the last several trading weeks, it has been one of our stronger currencies, having a nice uptrend going on. But things that go up forever just don't go up forever. And now we're looking like we're having price turnover. We had a nice hold in the market here. And just before the opening of the New York session, is looking like that we're about to have a breach from this hold, which is also another good sign of that market direction is changing over. Okay. And also, the last time price was this high was literally last year, November. Okay. So we was due for some retracement for some time. So we're in a situation we have to analyze this from 2 points, okay? Which is that if this is going to continue towards the long position, price is going to drop, okay? But if price is dropping and the fundamentals start to switch over, in which we start having more consecutive bad news concerning the New Zealand economy, right? And we start to see that these measures and economic policies and interventions and everything the American government doing to combat inflation is starting to strengthen the US dollar. The retracement can turn over to price turnover. Okay. So if we get down to this area here or get down to this area here and we start getting ranges coming in and start going back up, then we're just safe to say that we're continuing towards the long position. Okay. But if we get down to this area here, and we started to see pathetic pushes up, right, with more aggressive short positions coming in, then it's pretty much safe to say prices turn over. Okay. But as of today, what's going to be happening with over these next several trading sessions between the opening of New York to probably the close of Asia is that we're going to continue to see price drop to either here or here before we start to get some range. And once we get that range coming in, we will be able to tell whether price is going to continue going down or going towards the long position. But as of right now, we're going to continue to have a price drop, and this is solely due to the fact that the NZD is one of our weaker currencies going into this trading week, and the USD is one of our stronger currencies. Okay. So we will see a price continue to drop to either this general area here, or if it becomes the price drop becomes more aggressive, to this general area here before we start to see a range. Now, once the range comes in, I suggest that you get out your positions or hold just to see what is going to happen, is you don't want to jump the gun because none of us can see the future. Okay. So once again, price is going to continue drop to either here before we start to range out, or we're going to drop to here if we start before we start to range out. But if we start to get to here or even this area, this is more so price turnover area here. Okay, this is more so just retracement, aggressive retracement. But if we get to here, then that's safe to say this is pretty much price turnover. Okay. Hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.